Hey guys, welcome back to another Milsurp Man video. Feels good to be able to make some content again for you guys. Unfortunately, I had to take a small break due to some procedures and medical issues I had going on, and still on the mend and healing process from that. But I recently attended a local gun show to me. It's going to be the Somerset, Kentucky Expo show, hosted by RK Shows, as you can see by my hand. And it's kind of more of a local show to me. And I know it's kind of close to Christmas time, so I didn't really know how that particular show would do. I know in the past I found some really nice stuff before, and so I thought I would go and just see what I would find. And unfortunately, that show has significantly decreased in size over the years. I remember as a small child, that show was kind of a bigger show for my area, and it's just slowly dwindled down. But I did end up picking some interesting things from that particular gun show, and I thought I would show you guys what I picked up and kind of give you a gun show market update, at least in my particular area, what they're like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get closer in on the tabletop, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright guys, I got the camera moved in closer so we can take a better look what I picked up from the show. Before the show even opened, I met up with a good friend of mine, Hunter, who does a lot of military surplus firearms. My friend Hunter went down to the CMP during the big tent sale and picked up this particular M1903 Springfield. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it down to attend that sale, but he picked up this really beautiful field grade M1903. And expect a video on this soon. I'm going to be doing a kind of up close video on this, what to expect from field grade in M1903 if you decide to order one. I checked online before I made this video, and I don't believe they have any more 1903s for mail order, but I do believe they're still available in location. Like I said, he picked this up from the Anniston location, and it is a really, really clean example of a 1931 manufactured as indicated by the serial number. It's a 1.3 million serial number range Springfield Armory, and is in overall really, really good condition. It's got a nice scant stock and some really, really clean cartouches, some CKS stamp along with S and the magazine cut off well as a really, really nice pretty font P cartouche there, as you can see. Now I tried to look this cartouche up in my book for M1903 Springfields, and if you're going to be a collector, I highly recommend this book. This is a wealth and a treasure trove knowledge of 1903s, and if you plan to collect any or just a few, this is very, very handy to have. So I've not had time to exactly look over what the manufacturer was on the stock, but if you guys know, you can leave down in the comments. But overall metal condition on this, guys, is really, really clean. It does have a, see if we can get the camera to focus. It does have a Rock Island Armory. Sorry guys. There we go. Rock Island Armory, October 1913 barrel. And it does gauge at a, let's see, I've got the tag here from the CMP. It does gauge at a 2 from the muzzle and a throw to 3, so not too bad. It is a little dark. It still has a little bit of sheen to it, and you can see what that cost us from the CMP, a grand total of $830, so not bad for a good clean M1903. I picked up this sling in the show. I just needed one to carry it around. It's just a standard GI surplus sling, a nice little rack number there. Picked it up for 30 bucks. It's probably a little more than I would be willing to pay, but I kind of needed it and just picked a really nice one out of the box and figured I'd throw it on one of my other guns. But yeah, I was extremely happy to pick up from my friend Hunter. Hunter, if you're watching, I really appreciate you. And let's move on to the next thing I got. So one of the next things I picked up after walking around, like I said, this show was extremely small and has dwindled down significantly over the years. And didn't take long to make a few swipes, make it through the whole thing, but towards the very end of the show, had a small table of a more of an elderly gentleman was selling a few 22s, and I spotted this one out, and I know exactly what this is because I've had one in my own collection for a while. This is a Romanian M1969 22 trainer, and these guns aren't very expensive. They're actually very inexpensive, and they're just great all-around plinkers. I've had mine for several years, and they're just so fun to shoot. They're just a little 5-round bolt action 22, nothing special. They're just really fun to shoot. They have their little notch sights, kind of like an AK, that's what their purpose was, to kind of train young cadets or soldiers on how to use these sights here. You see, you got your 25 meter, 50, and 100 meters. And I picked this up and looked at it. Noticed it was a nice IMC 2 1975 production, and I asked him what he wanted for it. He said 200, but he would take 150. So that was automatic, no-brainer for me. These guns are just well worth the money. They're well built, and they're very accurate. So for 150, you couldn't say no. I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm very, very happy with that. Probably make a few little videos of this guy, including my other one, so stay tuned for that. So I'm a huge sucker for military surplus gear. I can't say no to assault packs, anything practical. I love to pick up for a good price. And there was a very small military surplus vendor there that had a few little items that I felt like I picked up for a great buy. One of the first things I noticed he had this standard 3-day assault pack Molly 2 and OCP. And these guys are kind of hard to find. This one does have the stiffener and is in really good shape overall. No tip or rips or tears, no bad stains. Everything on the inside is pretty clean. Overall, the buckles are there. And we'll go ahead and zip it here and I'll show you the inside. Overall, very good condition. And anytime I find these packs, I usually try to pick them up. I've got a lot of this gear, so if you guys would be interested in seeing any of it or talking about it on the channel, let me know. I definitely enjoy collecting this stuff. But I ended up picking up this and a Marine Corps, what's called a Whoopie. If you don't know, the Whoopie is just pretty much the universal military blanket. It's really is a poncho liner. So I picked up the Marpat one that has a zipper, which is pretty cool. Those are kind of hard to find in the Marpat pattern. And also this USMC tarp, field tarp, which I don't know if I can find the markings here. Yeah, here we go. We can see this is the, oh, knocked the camera over. This is the field tarp, reversible Marpat and Coyote tan. And it's very, very good condition. I ended up picking all three of these items up for $125, which I think is a really, really good deal. Like I said, I love collecting this military surplus stuff and camping and using it and having practicality reasons for it. So I went in and picked this up, and that was pretty much the end of my haul. Like I said, this is a very small show. It was cut down quite a bit since last time I'd been there, and I didn't pick up a lot, but what I did find I was pretty happy with. So I'm going to throw all my stuff back together, and I'll give you my final thoughts and some pricings I've seen at the gun show. So after showing you what I picked up, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to talk about what I seen at that particular gun show. Like I said, it's been several years since I attended that show, and it has significantly decreased in size. Like I said, it is the Somerset Gun Show, kind of local to me, hosted by RK Shows, and that show had significantly decreased in size compared to what I seen last time. And there wasn't many vendors set up. Granted, it could have been the reason that it is the weekend before the holidays, and a lot of people just aren't buying anything, or people don't expect people to buy anything. But there was a decent little crowd, and I did see a decent amount of Milsurps, more than what I usually do at that particular show. There's a couple tables, guys that strictly sell military surplus firearms. Granted, they were astronomically priced. Seen a couple of M1s priced at $1,400 and $2,000. Seen M1903 at $1,450, and didn't really see any good deals. The only deal I seen in that show that could be had, and I passed on it myself, was the Chinese Type 56 SKS with the blade, with really, really pretty stock. I'm not in the market for one, so I didn't pick it up, but that was one of the deals that I did see personally. And this kind of brings me to my next talking point. It's just the Milsurp market right now. There's not a lot of people I've noticed that are engaged and interested in Milsurps anymore. You know, when you can pick up something like this is a Colt AR-15A3 tactical carbine that we'd recently done unboxing on AIM Surplus, or from AIM Surplus. When you can pick up something like this for $850 and a Glock 17 surplus Gen 3 or Gen 4 and maybe a couple hundred rounds of ammo for the same price, it doesn't really make sense for someone into modern, as it's a modern gun enthusiast or a gun enthusiast or someone getting into guns, to pick up an expensive M1 that ammunition costs $1.50 to $2 a round just to shoot. When you pick up one of these police surplus firearms and a couple hundred rounds of ammo and blast, and you're getting a really big bang for your buck. These old Colts, they're made really well. They may have some dents, dings, and scratches, but they're interesting because they're police surplus, and they've been carried to call-outs, and it's kind of what I've been doing here on the channel here lately, is just going over stuff like this. But yeah, I think that's why a lot of people's declining in just the hobby. You got people just price gouge, kind of just ruin it for everybody, honestly. And that's why I always advertise people utilize the CMP as a way to get M1903s and M1 Grand rifles. The CMP is there for civilians like you and I to purchase those firearms at affordable cost to enjoy. So anyone who's not exercising that availability to them is really missing out, and I've really been preaching that and a big advocate of people using the CMP to get their M1s. Anytime you see an M1 well over $1,000 and you just walk away, get on CMP's website, figure out how to do the paperwork process, it's so much easier, and you get a really, really good rifle, a lot better than what you would at a show most of the time. Most of the time they're buying these rack grades, and they're selling them for $1,400-$1,500, and they're making a huge profit off of it because some young kid comes through there and just knows he's seen the M1 Garand on Call of Duty and he wants to buy one. So yeah, and he eventually gets taken advantage of because he doesn't do the research. So you got to do the research, guys. But overall, I wasn't really impressed with the show. The entry fee was only like $10 per person with coupons, so I wasn't really worried about spending the $20 to go in there. I mean, I did have a good time. I did see some stuff, interesting items, and did pick up some good deals, so I wasn't really mad about the admission fee, but it is unfortunate seeing it going downhill. But without further ado, guys, that's going to conclude the video. I'm tired, as you can tell, so it's going to conclude the video, guys. If you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe and share the Milsurp Man content. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, and God bless.